It's been a bit of a chaotic time here at Murrayfield for ice hockey, with the Edinburgh Capitals losing their playing time here and then their place in the Elite League. This led to the Murrayfield Razors applying for and being rejected the 12th spot in the league. However, it's not all doom and gloom here at Murrayfield. The arena now plays host to Scotland's first all-female university ice hockey team. The Caledonia Steel Queens were started in 2017. They have a team with players of all different skill levels and experience. I spoke to some of their players to get their thoughts on their sport and their team.
So I've played hockey in Edinburgh since I started uni, and I started playing with the Beagles. That's not a team anymore, but it used to be a B team of the Eagles. So I started playing with them, but there wasn't really an outlet for me to play in because I didn't quite fit into any team. So then last year, Rambo decided to bring on the Steel Queens for probably people like me who don't quite fit in the top division boys team, and then don't quite fit in the recreational hockey either. So then I got involved with Steel Queens. Obviously I've known Rambo before, so he just asked me to join in.
When I came over to Edinburgh to do my master's degree, I didn't want to stop playing. I had just come off a national championship bronze medal win, and I wasn't ready to hang up the skates. So I came and I played with the Edinburgh Eagles, the men's university team, for the first semester. I suffered a nearly season-ending injury, so I wanted to find an outlet where I could play, where injuries because of size and speed difference weren't as much of a concern. And our coach Rambo had put together a women's team, and they started skating in February, so I started coming along to trainings as an off-ice assistant coach. Essentially, I would provide feedback for the beginners and insight until I was cleared to play. And then once I was ready to put the skates back on, I started skating with the girls.
So I've played hockey pretty much my whole life. I started when I was about 5 years old, and I've played ever since, so I've worked my way up from a young age. And as I got older and to higher levels, I've been quite passionate about developing women's ice hockey, particularly in Scotland when it's not very big. So when Rambo approached me and told me about the Steel Queens and how it was going to be a university team in Scotland, I was more than happy to get on board, and I was quite excited about that. Once you get to the highest level, I feel like it's a bit of a waste if you don't then give back to the sport that's given me so much. So through developing younger players and a little bit of coaching as well, that I feel like that's my path to give back to hockey that I've gained so much from as well.
Head coach Richard Gray, known to his players as Rambo, was instrumental in the founding of the Steel Queens. We talked about how he started the team and trying to grow the women's game in Scotland.
Well, the truth is that a couple of years ago I was down at the BIHA Nationals. I worked down there with the BIHA as a commentator. I was quite impressed with the level of women's hockey that we were seeing from clubs down in England, and I decided that it was about time Scotland had a team too.
So obviously you have quite experience in hockey, and in the team that you have got players of different levels. You've got some very experienced players and a lot of players are very new to the game. As a coach, how do you go about helping the players at those different stages of development as players?
You have to rely a lot on help from other people. So right now I've got Coach Kenny Collins, who assists with the goaltending. I've got Coach Isla Gray and Mum, as she's known to me, who comes in to help tutor the skating for the newer skaters. Quite often I get assistance from some of the guys in the Eagles as well, who come on even just pushing pucks around and helping, and they can be used to demonstrate things as well.
So it sounds like certainly from having here tonight and just watching you guys, seems like there's a great spirit and togetherness in the team. That must help massively.
Yeah, I mean it's a new learning curve for me, coaching a women's team, but it's really helped by the spirit and the togetherness of this team, and it's been like that since day one. Basically, they've always been together. They've got a bit of love for Shania Twain, and that became the team's theme song. And basically, since then, it's like the more people come in, they just get welcomed into the family.
Just from speaking to the girls and some other players as well, it's a clear thing that a lot of them want to achieve is to help the game, the women's game, grow in Scotland. Is that something you share as well? Yeah,
I think that it's important that the women's game grows. I would like to stop having this expression, there's male-dominated sports and they're just sport, because, I mean, my favourite thing to watch every 4 years, every 2 years, is the Olympics. And, you know, the women's sports are just as entertaining as the men's, and it's about time that we encourage people from both sexes to get involved.
So I was to ask you, in an ideal world, in 5 years' time, where would you like to see the Steel Queens?
In 5 years' time, I'd like to see the Steel Queens at the top of non-checking in BIHA, so playing in Division 1 non-checking in the Cup. We've not entered the Cup yet, and ideally from some of the players who've come through and who've maybe left uni, I'd like to see maybe at some point having another good women's squad that competes in the women's leagues in Great Britain.
So while it has been somewhat of a turbulent time for the men's game in Edinburgh, it's clear to see there's still plenty of appetite for hockey in the nation's capital. This is David Marshall for Underlying Hockey in Murrayfield.